Hello, it's Charles Fockaert on February 18, 2018, and I want to thank you for watching and supporting this channel in all the ways that you do. You know, I wasn't going to do, I got to shut the shade here. Sun's in my eyes. Boy, the sun sure looks good, and the sun's coming my way, coming to the north. We're not spinning, folks. That isn't what this that isn't what I'm going to talk about here, but I don't talk about the flat earth too much because, you know, I already know wheels around. I don't have to prove it over and over again. And it'll be my three-year anniversary in May that I came out in public. Flat earth. We're not spinning, folks, but that's another soapbox for another time. What I want to talk about this video is violence. And the hypocrisy in our society regarding violence. And should be pretty clear that our culture, our society, here in the United States is filled with violence. We have starts at the top. The federal government has a $700 billion military complex, which is violent. Violence. They thrive on violence, right? They don't like somebody somewhere. Somebody gets out of line. Hussein, Iraq. We're going to bomb them, the kingdom come. Afghanistan, they get out of line. And they had nothing to do with 9/11. And let's back up a little bit. 9/11 was Twin Towers and Building 7, which a lot of people don't even know about. Building 7. What was that all about, folks? That was the Israelis and the Mossad and the CIA and the Neo-Cons. What were they doing? Violence. 3,000 people plus or minus lost their lives. We got the firemen and the rest of them having to breathe in all that spent uranium, or I don't know all the I forget. You know, my memory's not as good as it used to be, and it doesn't really have to be. All you got to do is get the big picture, folks. Our country is based on violence. Then we got Iraq, and then we got or Afghanistan first, and then Iraq. We're going to go after Bin Laden in a cave there in Afghanistan. He had nothing to do with 9/11. The Israelis did 9/11. If you don't get that, I can't help you, folks. It's all out there. Then we go into who was next on the list there? Libya. Oh, yeah. Libya. Omar Gaddafi was going to get the United Nations Humanitarian Award of the Year, or the Human Rights Award of the Year, in February, March of that year. That he gets exterminated. His country's blown all to bits. Libya, right? Then we don't like what's going on in Syria, so we're going to go in there and we're going to bomb the hell out of them. And then well, let's back up all the way to John F. Kennedy. You know, we don't like or the deep state or whoever it was. We don't like what he's doing or he's saying, so we're going to kill him right on national TV. Going to blow his brains out right on national TV. Then we're going to kill Lee Harvey Oswald, and we're going to use Jack Rubenstein to do that. And then we're going to kill Jack Rubenstein. And violence. We could go all the way back to World War II, the real Holocaust, Dresden. How many millions and millions of people there got killed, murdered? Then we got the Holodomor, Ukraine. We got the Soviet Union murder people. These same people use violence. They love violence, folks. We got up to date here. We got North Korea. We're going to bomb the hell out of North Korea, right? My button's bigger than your button, and they better watch out, or we're going to come in there and blow them all up. We're going to kill them. We got Madeleine Albright, 500,000 men, women, and children killed there in the Middle East. We thought it was worth it, no problem. You know, let me pause here and think about another example or two. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of coffee while I'm at it. Yeah, then we got down there in Cuba, you know, off the mainland of the United States, so it's a technicality there, folks, but we got Guantanamo Bay, so what happens with the people we bring down there? We're going to waterboard them. You know, that's something I saw when I was in Cambodia that the Khmer Rouge used. I got photos here, and if I think about it, I'll go find them. Let me go find them. I'll put them up here for you. If I had an internet connection here, I'd go find some of those images of our military down there in Guantanamo Bay. You've seen them. They got the guy on the floor with a hood over him, and they're just abusing them. And who knows? That's what we saw, folks. We don't even have a clue as to what's going on down there because they don't want us to see all that. You notice we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen any photos from Guantanamo Bay. At least I haven't for a few years now. They've actually improved it. They've enhanced it so they can send more innocent people down there. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if they don't start sending Americans down to Guantanamo Bay, because a lot of you folks are okay with that, aren't you? And then we got the Palestinians, the Israelis abusing the Palestinians. The Israelis, because of the Balfour Agreement and their agreement to get the United States into World War I, which was another act of what? Violence. Because of the Balfour Agreement, the Esauites get to move in to the land that belongs to the Palestinians for centuries and abuse them, and you Judeo-Christians are okay with that, aren't you? Yeah, it's okay to use violence against them while we turn the other cheek and we're right here in the United States while we're being abused. Our amendment number 1, they're trying to take amendment number 2 away. The 4th and 5th Amendment is basically out the window, and all you Judeo-Christians, it seems to me that you're okay with all that, huh? Because it's Arabs and Muslims and the Palestinians that are being abused and not you. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're next. You're next, and you don't get it yet, but you will. You will. So we got the Khmer Rouge, the communists using waterboarding, and the United States doing the same thing. But that's all right, because that's the United States doing it. See, it's cool when we do it, right? And then we got all these games, and I watched these young people down there in the library. They got 3 or 4 computers there on the wall, and most of the time there's 3 or 4 children there, young men. What are they doing? They're playing War games. They're blowing people up. Bomb, 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 bomb. They're blowing everybody up there. Violence. And then we got the Negroid Felony League. And there's violence. You know, we're going to. And then we got hockey. Hockey is a. I went to a fight and the hockey game broke out. You know, we got violence, and then we got, that's on the national level, all over the country, you know, right? We got violence, 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 and that's cool. Everybody's cool with that. Let's go bomb. We got Armageddon. Yeah, the Neo-Cons and the Judeo-Christians, Zionists. Yeah, let's go bomb them all. Bring Armageddon on. Jesus Christ going to return, and I'm going to fly away to heaven, you know. Praise the Lord. Oh, God, you know, hey, violence is cool, man. Okay. Then we got on the local level, we got the SWAT teams. They're all beefed up, and they got the macho guys, and they're all lifting the big weight, and they got the big chest, and here's a big, you know, I went into the Social Security office there in Kalispell, and I had a little fun with the guy. You come in the door there, and you got to check in, and he's a big old dude, you know, and he's got a little baseball cap on, and he's all tough. He stands up, you know, and you got to read the list here. And I look at him, and he's got a weapon there on his hip, and you got, you know, you can't bring in this, you can't bring in that, all this stuff. And he says, "You got any of that on you?" And I said, "No, but you know what? What about if I know jujitsu?" And I just looked at him in the eye, and he didn't know what to think, folks. You know, fun. Sometimes you can have fun with these guys. You know, that was the best job he could get. This guy, he looked like he was about 40 years old, and he's got to sit there in that Social Security office all day. And then they got this big old thick glass behind you. You sit on this side, and the Social Security people sit on that side because they know you're pissed off at them, right? Because they ripped you off all your life, and they got this big old thick glass, and they got little holes in there, and you can only talk through there. You can't, you know. So they protect themselves from violence, folks, and that's the point I'm getting here. They use violence. We could talk about what in my lifetime there was Randy Weaver. And some people say that's all a big joke. It doesn't matter. The fact is that it was alleged to be violence. We got Randy Weaver. We got Waco. We got the Murray building. All those children that were killed in Waco at the Murray building there in the little downstairs in the, whatever it was, the child center. We got Lavoy Finnegam here not too long ago. We got violence, violence, violence by our government against us. Remember Hal Turner? And here's the point here. Remember Hal Turner? I called him out. I was in Korea at the time, and I used to log in, and I used to comment on his on the forum there when Hal Turner, you know, he was, and I said, you know what? There's something wrong here. I under Keyrex. And I called him out, and he banned me. He wouldn't let me talk anymore because I saw through what he was doing. And then what happened? He turns out to be an FBI plant. And as soon as he went off of the reservation and started advocating that we use violence against the federal judges, they yanked him, and he went to prison, right? Point being, they use violence all they want. They encourage violence. They use violence against us. But we're told to turn the other cheek. Turn this cheek that way, turn this cheek the other way, turn your butt cheek one way and turn the other butt cheek the other way. And we're supposed to just sit there and take what they're giving to us because we're not supposed to be violent. We're not supposed to use violence. Jesus Christ was a wussy. He said, love your enemies. Do good unto all them that do you. Don't don't take vengeance. Oh no, don't, no, 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 no. We can't have that. But they use violence every chance they get, folks.
They felt, everybody blames the Jews for killing Christ, and then the Jews try to pass it off on the Romans. I'm one of the few people that believes it was the blacks. I don't care. Good. I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd fucking do it again in a second. If I hear his Birkenstocks clacking this way, I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd fucking do it again and fucking do it again.
As long as people can be judged by the color of their skin, the problem's not solved. There are still generations of people, older people, who were born and bred and marinated in that prejudice and racism, and they just have to die.
These people, our enemy, they want us just to bend over and take it, and we should just adjust our attitude. And I know this from personal, first-hand experience, folks. They told me that I had a, quote, anger problem because I wasn't just accepting what they were doing to me and my family, and that if I would just change my attitude, adjust my attitude, be submissive, bend over, maybe give them a jar of Vaseline as they have their way. Folks, that's what they want us to do. They want us to be passive. They want us to be, can I be frank? They want us to be wussies. This wasn't a public forum here, and I'd use a P instead of a W. Folks, they use violence. Violence permeates our society now, and they use it whenever they want to, and they're getting away with it. They're getting away with murder. They're getting away with false flag operations. They're getting away with it because most older people do not use the internet. And we got this idea that older folks use the internet the same way we do. It's increasing, it's getting better, and that's what they're afraid of, and that's why I'm suggesting that their violence against us is only going to get worse. They're going to use more violence against us because the other means, their other tactics aren't working. So now they're going to have to shift into a higher gear. They're going to use more violence. And then we got the Hollywood movies that portray non-whites can attack whites, and it's okay. No problem. We got it. No problem. I forget that movie, Unchained or Tarango. I don't watch them, so I don't remember the names, but you might remember that. Then we got, remember that a year or so ago we had that game, what was it called? It was called Knockout or Knockdown. That was black against white. That gets a pass. We got the black on white crime that's just out of control, and that gets a pass with the mainstream media. We've got black on white women rape. That gets a pass. That's fine. That's okay. But you have and in fact, white men never rape black women as far as I can tell, right? But it's okay in the media, and it's getting more and more that they're encouraging black on white crime, and non-white, the Mexicans on white crime. That's okay. La Raza, you get the picture, folks. It's okay to use violence against the white folk, but don't you dare, don't you white folks, don't you slaves, don't you serfs, don't you goy even think about defending yourself. And while I'm at it, I'm going to bring this up here because I don't have time to do another video today. You know, I'd rather be doing other things. And when I was self-employed, had my own contracting business, my own real estate development, I tried not to work any more than I had to. But some days you just gotta go to work when you don't want to. And this is one of those days. There's too much going on for us to neglect. There's too much going on for us to be having our attention on side issues, folks. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, they're talking about issues that don't really matter. What matters is what our government is doing to us. They're taking away our liberty. They're taking away our right. They want to take away our right to defend ourselves. They're flooding our country with non-whites so they can take over the electoral system with their votes to make it legal. And we're supposed to just accept what's going on, and we're supposed to turn the other cheek. The political system solution is non-existent. Trump, hello? Trump is not going to save you, folks. Not going to happen, and I still stand by the fact that I think Trump is going to be worse because he's the Pied Piper for you white people. I don't want to call you cucks. You're not there yet, but you don't get it. Trump is part of the problem. He's not going to solve your problems. You're going to have to solve it yourself, and I don't see that coming until it's too late. And one more thing I want to bring up, this whole UFO alien invasion, these people have the technology for these high-speed, ultra-high-speed aircraft, spacecraft, you want to call it. By the way, there is no space. Okay, I don't know why some of you have such a hard time with that. There is no space. The Earth is level. We're not spinning. There's no evidence that we're spinning, folks. None. It's just what they've told you. There's no evidence that the world is a curve. It's all fake. It's all a charade. It's all images. You've been brainwashed. You've been programmed, and you just can't accept that. You went to college, and you think you're educated, and you just can't admit that you're wrong. You need to change your thinking. But they're going to use that against you because they have the technology for these spacecrafts. I know because I saw it. I saw 2 spacecraft in the last couple weeks of August 2010 at the St. Mary's in the Glacier National Park in Montana, and I had a witness there that I told her as soon as we got up that morning. I told her all about what I saw. I know they exist because I saw it with my own eyes at 3:30 to 3:45 a.m. in the morning, that morning in August 2010. I know that they have that technology. They're keeping it a secret, and they're going to launch the ultimate false flag operation against the world, probably, and certainly here in the United States, because the U.S. Air Force and NASA, $20 billion fraud, and you people just lap it up. You know, it's astounding how stupid most people are. And they're going to use that against you, folks. So I'm just here to tell you, get ready, because they're going to use the violence against us, and they've got most of us trained. Most of us have turned into cucks who can't wait to turn their cheeks till their head is spinning around, and they're laughing at you, folks. They're laughing. But we know that Yahweh and his remnant, we get the last laugh, and he who laughs last laughs the loudest. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting this channel. And may the grace of God, our Father Yahweh, the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob Israel, the Israelites, the Caucasian race, for the most part. May his grace be upon us all. And by the way, he wasn't Jewish. Jesus Christ, Yeshua, was not a Jew. Okay? The Israelites, including Judah, were not Jewish. Put your comments below if you think they were Jewish, but give some evidence. And most of you people don't even know what evidence is. You don't know the difference between evidence and proof. You think you have proof. You don't have proof. You don't have squat. May his grace be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. See ya.